Random sample, each member of the population is equally likely to be chosen, and the members of the sample are chosen independently of each other. A simple random sample, or SRS, of size n, is one in which every possible sample of size n is equally likely. If a sample is a simple random sample, it is also a random sample. A sample can be random, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily representative of the population. For example, suppose you want a representative sample of 30 juniors from your school. If you do a simple random sample, by chance you might get the 30 juniors with the highest GPAs in the junior class. This group is clearly not representative, and you wouldn't be happy if it were the one selected. You probably wouldn't be this unlucky for a sample size as large as 30, but it is possible. The larger the sample size, the more likely it'll be representative of the population. A stratified random sample is one in which the population is first divided into subgroups, or strata, based on some characteristics such as gender, age, or race. Each member of the population is then in exactly one of the strata. Then you draw a simple random sample from each strata. This may be useful when we're interested in how the different strata will react. For example, will blacks and whites react differently to race-sensitive questions? It's also useful if we don't want to rely on chance, that is, randomization, to be sure that each strata is equally represented in the final sample. As an example, let's look at a California high school that I happen to teach at. This school is approximately 65% Caucasian, 25% Asian American, 5% African American, and 5% Hispanic. Suppose we're interested in how each of these groups will react to the survey statement, all ethnic groups at this school have an equal chance to succeed. Relying on a simple random sample of the entire school might, by chance, underrepresent the minority populations of the school. So we might decide to stratify our sample by ethnicity to make sure that each ethnic group is represented in the sample in proportion to its percentage in the population. That is, 65% of the sample should be Caucasian, 25% Asian American, 5% African American, and 5% Hispanic. Within each strata, you'd select your sample randomly. That is, the 25% of your sample to be Asian Americans would be a simple random sample of the Asian American population of this school. So if you wanted a final sample size of 100, you'd select 25 Asian Americans as a simple random sample of all the Asian American students. This would give you a sample that reflected the proportion of Asian Americans in the school. Note that stratification in this case increases your chance of having a sample that is representative of the population, even though it isn't a simple random sample of the entire school.